Everyone, today we're lamenting the shortness of life with Psalm 90. You turn us back to dust and say, "Turn back, you mortals, for all our days pass away under your wrath. Our days come to an end like a sigh. The days of our life are 70 years, perhaps 80 if we're strong. Even then, their span is only toil and trouble. They are soon gone, and we fly away. Satisfy us in the morning with your steadfast love, so that we may rejoice and be glad all our days. Teach us to count our days so that we may gain a wise heart. Make us glad as many days as you have afflicted us, as many years as we have seen evil. Let the favor of the Lord our God be upon us and prosper for us the work of our hands. Oh, prosper the work of our hands." So this could be labeled a wisdom psalm, but there's requests at the end that also make it sound like a lament. He says, "How long?" at one point is a very common complaint. He says, "You have been our dwelling place," which maybe implies God isn't at the moment. But as we mentioned at the start, he's also here lamenting our own mortality, in a sense. Now, this psalm is attributed to Moses. We talked yesterday about how, we take those, how to understand those superscriptions, but really it sounds like the book of Ecclesiastes, if anything else, because it summarizes both that book and this psalm. Well, life is short and it's hard, and then you die. And there's several metaphors in here, right? This is poetry, so it's got all these ways to talk about the shortness of life, that we're like dust, we're like a night's watch, a dream, or grass. So it's nice and depressing, right? I'd rather not think about my own mortality. Thank you very much. Death is something that I'm trying to forget so that I can actually enjoy life. But the wisdom literature of Scripture in this psalm says that focusing on our limited lifespan actually has an important effect on how we live. It actually leads to a greater appreciation of life. Teach us to count our days so that we can gain a wise heart. The more that we know that life is limited, the more that we're actually going to appreciate the short days that we have. You have to appreciate how fleeting life is, otherwise you might take it for granted. And there's also here a hope beyond our own lives. When he says, "Prosper the work of our hands," it's saying, let me build something that endures beyond me. And I think that should be less about, building up a company or a big bank account, and more that we can build things in imitation of God's steadfast love. When we build on that foundation, however long or short our life is, that is something that lasts. That is a work that God will prosper.